then you've done many things, but what intrigued both of you to do this cruise ship speaking?
Well,
is what I've heard about,
yes.
and this cruise ship speaking, you're both partnered on this.
Yes.
May I tell this first?
Please.
Let me tell my version first.
Please
this
do.
time. So Roy, he's a learner, and he's always looking for information and trying to improve what he does for a living. So he's always looking on the internet. He's always buying workshops and all sorts of things. So I've gotten used to this. One day I came home and he says, I've signed up for this course and I think it's going to be really good. I said, oh yeah, yeah. I'm unpacking my groceries. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be really good. Like, it's all about cruising for free. I said, yeah, okay. So he takes the course and he said, you got to read this manual. I said, yeah, okay. No, he said, really, it's like cruising for free. I said, really? So then I got a little interested. So then I thought, okay, I better read it, keep him happy. So I read it and I thought, oh my gosh, like we could really do this. And so, we started working on it.
So you do the research, is that right? And then Roy does the speaking?
Yeah. Yes.
So you really are a team in this.
We are.
We are.
Cruise ship speaking.
But you don't, the speaking part's important, but there are ways to do research and all of that. Sarah just loves doing it. If she didn't love doing it, there are ways you can get research done without an individual doing it. And part of what I do is teach people how to do that.
But he's got the personality, right?
Yeah.
So, I always say Roy's the big picture guy and I'm the detail person.
Now, one other thing about the cruising is I've heard that you love, Sarah particularly, loves to be on the ship on New Year's Eve.
Yes,
is that
I
true?
do. Yes, that's true.
Yes, and what makes that so special?
Well, imagine you're in the Bahamas. It's a beautiful, first you leave Vancouver when it's usually raining and cloudy and, it's January, it's December.
Snow this
year. And so you're in the Bahamas, you're on deck, beautiful warm breezes coming in, calypso bands are playing on deck, all the stuff for Halloween or for New Year's Eve is all the activities going on, the bands break out, people are dancing their feet off, and it's just one great party. And of course cruise ships, if they do anything right, they know how to put a party together. And so that's like the ultimate. That is that's if you're going to be anywhere on New Year's Eve, you might as well be on a cruise ship. Is the way I look at it.
And for free is even better.
And for free is even
better.
Yes. Where do you see yourselves? You're now, I would say, in 3/4 time of life. Where do you see yourselves in future?
Well, we try and do 3 cruises a year. We've been doing this now for 7-8 years. So this is not our first rodeo here. The cruise ships are always looking for speakers. I do a workshop, a 1.5 day now, almost 2-day workshop on how to become a cruise speaker. So what are we going to do? I think we'll continue around 2 to 3 cruises while I'm working, while I continue my career beyond cruise ship speaking is just a hobby. And then, who knows? I mean, I know the celebrity look for people who want to go as speakers for 3 months. So, and they bounce around to different cruise lines. I'm not sure 3 months I'd like to be on a cruise ship. I don't know.
The longest we've been on is what? 18
days.
From Tahiti.
Back to
Tahiti
Vancouver.
and back.
And
we have one coming up in the fall to leaving Sydney and then all around New Zealand.
So that's happening from, so that's about another 18 days or so there.
Do you have a couple of tips that you can share for cruise ship
speakers?
Not only speakers, but just say being on a cruise ship. What are the top 5 things you could say, when I go on my cruise, I remember to do this, or I take that with me?
Okay, so what the cruise ships today is that you go in fairly inexpensively as a passenger, but they get you on the back end. So they kind of nickel and dime you to death. And I say that with all generosity. But they have all these ways of extracting money from you. And so if you've been on the cruise for a while, you start to figure it real quick. I don't need to do this. I don't need that. I don't, so you start to pick and choose what you're
Are those the extra tours off
well,
when you're
no,
on
but
shore?
even on
That's
board,
right.
like there's now some of the cruise lines, it's you have to pay for your lattes. They have a coffee card. They have they sell art and watches, and it's like they have this mall type of scenario where you can buy stuff, and it's a fairly good pricing, but unless you need it, and at our age, 90% of it we don't need and don't want.
But the lectures are always great.
Well, if you are a cruise lecturer, you're always going to see the other cruise lecturers, because A, you want to find out how good they are. Secondly, you don't want to be repeating material. Sometimes they'll say things that you don't. But I'm getting into the mechanics of being a cruise speaker. But at my age, at our age, the whole concept of packing a bag, going to a hotel, looking for the airport, trying to find a cab, trying to get here, trying to go there, the whole logistics of that. There's an age when that's very exciting and that's a great adventure. At our age, that adventure's gone. It's a great adventure. I say to people, if you do that, take lots of pictures and show me. But when we go on a cruise ship, we want to park our bags. We don't want to touch them again, and we do one-day trips here and there. Now, eventually, we might see the place, so we wouldn't mind going back here again. However, our rule of thumb is it comfortable? Is it good food? Is it they have great shows in the evening? You can meet some interesting people. It's like a community. I wouldn't want to go on the big ships, like the mega ships that have 5,000 and 6,000 people. I mean, not that they have challenges, and they're very well run. It's just not our style, so we don't want to do that. But
What about your clothes? Do you take a minimal clothes, or?
well, we always take too much.
We always take too much. There's always something that we don't wear. They're not doing black tie anymore. It's they don't even call it formal night. They call it, what did I say this morning?
forgot,
What they
But they've gotten away from it, which
they've gotten away
is
from it.
sad, because I have a tux and I like dressing up. So.
And is there a gym on board?
Oh yeah, the gym. Oh my
The
God.
gym and a
And there's
pool.
tons of activities
pool.
like
I'm in the pool all the time.
yeah, and they teach you how to play the ukulele.
Yeah.
They have dance. Teach you how to do whatever dances.
You want to take ukulele next
Yeah,
time.
next time take
And I
ukulele.
want to do the hula next time.
So
we go to Hawaii.
So it's there's just multiple things to do. And
There's, they have a lot of cruises now have chefs on board. So they do a demonstration and then, so I like going to those. I like going to the lectures. I love, we walk the deck every morning. We go to the gym.
you get into a routine.
You get into a routine.
If you've been,
Take a nice book.
16 days on board. Holland America, particularly, they have huge decks, so you can actually lie out on the deck chairs and just watch the ocean kind of roll.
Yeah.
It is so hypnotic. Like, it's just like it takes you to a whole other world. Just your mind just kind of. It's an experience. It's a trance.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're living a very delicious life that
We
you've
are.
created. Ryan, Sarah, tell us a bit about your cruise ship course that you teach. Okay.
It is I call it Cruise Speaker Academy, and it is.
Tell me more.
Well, it's about a day and a half, and so we teach the do's and don'ts aboard the cruise ship, how to structure your talks, how to research your talks. We also provide a 3 to 5 minute video of the person speaking, so that when you send it to the cruise lines, they get to see you in front of a room. We also do a sample lecture that we put together, and we dissect it in such a way to show some of the trigger points that make it interesting and that people want to. So it's an A to Z compilation of anything you'd require to be a cruise speaker. And then on the second day, that's where we actually help you develop your talks and your presentation. Because now the cruise lines, what they want to do is they want destination talks. So I say to you, let's assume you want to go on a cruise.
Yes.
You choose a cruise to Hawaii, an example. Well, they would want 5 talks because it's 5 days across. They want 5 different lectures, usually Hawaiian centric, so to speak. So you might talk about the tribes in Hawaii, or the past Polynesian influence, you could talk about almost anything. So you build 5 presentations. They're not difficult to put together. Talks are all about 35 to 40 minutes. And there's certain ways and ideas that tricks that you can pull off to endear you to your audience. And essentially that's it. So we deal with 2 different cruise lines, Celebrity and Holland America. And and they're always looking. They need speakers.
Wow.
So I teach that course, and at the end of that course, I then introduce you to the person who is the cruise speaker facilitator from the cruise line. And then you build a relationship with them, and you say, okay, I'd like to go to Mexico on this cruise, and it's got 5 CDs, and these are the 5 topics I'll talk about, and I show you all the right way, and how to build your bio and all that kind of stuff.
So not only are you an expert in going on cruises yourself, but
Yes.
now you've become the expert on teaching others
Exactly.
how they as well could be a cruise ship speaker and get their cruises for free
For free, for 2 people.
for 2 people.
For 2 people.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful, Roy. And
Thanks.
Sarah, you're quite the team.
Thank
yes,
you.
we
Yes.
are.
And so thank you again so much for being on
Pleasure.
Delicious Life TV.
It's
You're
our pleasure.
welcome.
Thank you.